Joining us today is Kelly Farrell, Corporate and Commercial Practice Director at NBBJ's New York office, where she focuses on projects that create healthier environments. A 20-year industry veteran, Kelly recently joined NBBJ from CallisonRTKL, where she was president and CEO and oversaw projects that included the redevelopment of downtown Los Angeles. Kelly, welcome to the Weekly.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Oh, my pleasure. Kelly, let's start off by your telling us, if you wouldn't mind, a little bit more about your new role at NBBJ.
Yes, so I serve as Corporate and Commercial Practice Director and really focused on the Northeast and focused on partnering with our clients to achieve better outcomes for people, for environments, for their business, and really to bring the best of NBBJ and the best of our platform anywhere.
Mm-hmm. What prompted this recent career move?
I've been asked this question a lot recently. As you can imagine, it's like anybody who calls is like, so you moved? I said, yeah. Like after 17 years, it's a big move, right? I'll start by saying I really truly admire the people of CRTKL, and I'm super proud of what we built. At the same time, I was ready for a little bit of change. And I had met Steve McConnell, who's MBBJ's managing partner, and got into conversations with him and Tim Johnson, who focuses on commercial development. And we got really deep in these conversations about the role of design and how it can radically improve people's lives. And part of what makes MBBJ so unique is that it's really got an integrated science, research, and data approach to its work. Mm-hmm. So the practice itself has incredible self-determination and agility, and the platform's pretty spectacular. We've got great geographic and market reach. So when you add it up, the design work's excellent. The science and research platforms are amazing. Getting that applied science into our work. There's just a tremendous opportunity for innovation. And honestly, it's kind of irresistible when you put it together. So I made the move. So here I am.
Were you in California with Callison?
Yeah, so at CRTKL, I was in LA, but quite frankly, I was on a plane most of the time. So if you ever tried to find me, I was somewhere in the air. And I've got a pretty great background of working all over the world and meeting with clients all over the world. So I spent a good amount of time in New York before the change, and I'm actually really happy to be on the ground for a while now. And honestly, I really look forward to what happens next as we all start to open back up and we can get back to meeting with clients and people face to face. So it's pretty exciting time.
Mm-hmm. As you mentioned, your firm has made a corporate commitment to creating livable cities and environments that elevate the human experience. But I'm wondering, though, if you could elaborate on how that manifests itself. What are the parameters of that approach, and how is it showing up in projects?
First of all, I'd say it's really holistic and integral to who we are. Getting that science, getting that research, getting those big aspirational goals. I'd almost say unreasonable propositions very often end up in our projects. And part of what we're able to do is go after them and meet them and blow them out of the water. If I give you a few examples, we finished up 10 Cent Net City. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but 10 Cent came to us and said, look, we want to create an area that really can drive innovation, but we want it to be a happier place to live and work. A happier place. And we took that pretty far. So first of all, the project itself is really designed for life. It's just about every use you can imagine. It's offices, residential, schools, retail, any of the amenities that go to support those usages in a real 24-hour city. And the scale of it's immense. It's about 20 million square feet, which is roughly the size of Midtown Manhattan. And if you take a look at it, it's car free. because that connection, that tie to nature, the ability for us to get into green space and give people access to the environment, to each other, always gets invaded by the car. So we worked with them to design the project to be relatively car free, and then to use that space and give it back, not just to the people, but also to the environment. So not only do we have real clear energy goals, but we've got real water goals in the project too. We broke ground on Ohana. I don't know if you're familiar, but we broke ground.
As a matter of fact, we just
Ohana.
posted something about that on our website a couple of days ago.
But what a great project, right? Really supports this new paradigm for behavioral health for the unique needs of teenagers. And I think the work coming around that typology and the role of the built environment, especially with what we've been through in the last few years, is just so critical. We've got to surround people by environments that are both beautiful and purposeful, right? That really reinforce and kind of uplift mind, body, and soul. And so if you look at that project, it's got this series of outdoor cloisters and patios that have a nice flow from public to private. And it's down to the detail of the landscape and the planting. The plants that are selected there, they're immune boosting. So everything that went into that project, including the modular construction for the timber, was set out to provide not only a beautiful experience, but a restorative, a health experience. And I think it's quite fantastic to see how it's going to manifest as it gets brought to life.
Just so our audience realizes, this is probably one of the biggest healthcare projects to use cross-laminated timber in the country right now.
It is. It is. Talk about adding warmth, talk about using natural materials, and then for those who haven't used it, also talk about speed to construction, because you can build it off site and you can bring it in and you can get your facility up and running faster, which is also a priority. We want to make sure the work we do actually gets to the people who need to use it.
Your hire comes at a time when the firm is expanding on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Last year, it bought ESI Design, which is, one of the top. How do you describe them? I mean,
experienced design firm.
Experienced design firm, yeah.
My very first project in college was with ESI, was part of it. So I've known them a long time. Yeah. And I couldn't be happier that they joined MBBJ and that I joined MBBJ to work with them again.
The company also just recently opened up a Washington, D.C. office. So what's the strategy here for the East Coast?
Well, I think what you're seeing is we're really committed to an East Coast presence. And we want to make sure that we're there to work with those clients who want to lead in the way that they attract tenants, activate their brand, focus on well-being. I think it's really about aligning, right? Aligning with what we're good at, with what the market needs. So that's not all we've done. So Tara Roscoe just joined us in the New York office for corporate interiors. Brad King joined us when we opened DC, and we're busy. We've got a lot of great work, including BlackRock and Beacon Capital. So we're committed to the region. We're committed to growing it.
I didn't ask this question in the prepared questions I sent you, but I'm just wondering, what's your outlook for next year? I mean, it sounds like you're busy now. Do you think this will be sustained?
I don't have a crystal ball. I'm happy to say if I did have a crystal ball, and I probably would have went on vacation all last year, but no crystal ball. So I think most of us would have just, called it a do-over, but what do I think? I am cautiously optimistic about the year. I really, really am. I think there's a lot of, I think there's a spectrum to where we are. We've got a lot of clients and people who suffered amazing losses and hardships over the last year.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot of folks who transitioned really neatly into this work from home environment that you and I are in now, that we'd never done before. So I think it's an incredible opportunity where we're going. And maybe I'll put that in the world of design. I think the swim lanes, the places that we play, the way we see real estate, and the way we see design and its role in the community and the city for our clients, it's changing. And so it's a huge opportunity for us to be smarter, more informed, more engaged. And I think it's a good time to do some bold things, to relook. And we're seeing a lot of our clients relook at their portfolios and saying, all right, what are we doing? What have we done? And where do we want to go now? And that's why I have optimism for the coming year.
Great. Well, Kelly, congratulations on the new job, and I wish you good luck to the remainder of this year.
Thank you very much. Stay in touch.
Yeah.
And we'll talk soon.
Thank you very much. And this is John Caulfield from Building Design and Construction. Thanks for joining us.